Heath Rada had been a friend of the family. He had been a friend of my uncle. He had come to South Africa. He became a mentor that allowed me to safely explore the journey or the call into ministry. I was clinging to, I'm just an educator. But in fact, you can be both. As a pastor in the Presbyterian Church, I'm also considered a teaching elder. And every time I get a chance to teach people, I teach them. When I met the congregation, it was really love at first sight. At that time, I lived in Niagara Falls and decided to come here. When I arrived here, they had 3 children. There were 3 children in the church, and I brought 3 children, doubling the population of children. And then we started by doing vacation Bible school. They had not done vacation Bible school in a long time. And we started with 33 children in a church that used to have 6 kids. The demographics of the church have changed tremendously. Here is a church that was predominantly white, surrounded by a predominantly African-American neighborhood. We worked together to really make sure that we invited everyone, and we began to see people, African-Americans beginning to join, other people coming, we had Asians, whites. And not only did they join, but they became a significant part of the body of the church. And most of them began to assume leadership.
Most of my ministry of almost 50 years now has focused on combating racism, and so to belong to an integrated church that works at that, and the international aspect of having both Pastor Bobby but also his wife Veronique here contributes also to the richness of this community. His focus and strength is on being pastoral, I think, and he reaches out to people and he seeks to involve lots of people in different aspects of the ministry so that the community is alive of everybody being involved. You will notice if you are here for worship regularly that he always has lay people doing liturgy, and many of the things that are going on are lay-led.
It changes his perspective a lot from other people who've lived here in America their whole life, because South Africa was harder for him, and he has more interesting and hard stories since he went through the struggle with his family, and he wants a better life for me than he had for himself.
I think it's extremely important for a pastor to have a solid background in theological education, simply because without that, it's very easy to veer away into some erroneous teaching that will lead the flock away. The theological education I got from the Presbyterian seminaries, beginning in Richmond, Virginia, had to do with God's grace and God being the one who initiates that journey of redemption. This is God's world. If God is calling you, God's gonna find you.